No point guard now.
Yeah, because we got a matchup now. It's about matchups.
This was supposed to be a simple question. Just pick the weakest team, that's it. But somehow, it turned into one of the funniest NBA moments ever. Because when Carmelo Anthony said the Houston Rockets could make the Western Conference Finals, Tracy McGrady completely lost it. We're talking tears, laughter, and a moment that instantly went viral. But here's the real question. Why was that take so shocking? And how did this conversation go so wrong, so fast? It all started during a simple panel discussion, breaking down the top teams in the Western Conference. Nothing crazy, just basketball talk. Then the question comes in, if you're a top seed, who do you want to face? In other words, who's the weakest team? And instantly, the answer comes out. Houston. No hesitation, no debate. The Houston Rockets were seen as the easiest matchup. Or at least, it should have been. Because then, everything changed. Everyone turns to Carmelo Anthony, expecting him to agree. But instead, he pauses, thinks about it, and then says something nobody expected. He doesn't pick Houston. He doesn't call them weak. In fact, he goes the opposite direction. Melo says, the Rockets could actually make the Western Conference Finals. Silence. For a second, nobody reacts, like they're trying to process what they just heard. And then, Tracy McGrady starts laughing. But this wasn't normal laughter. This was the kind of laughter you can't control. He's trying to hold it in, but he can't. He's laughing, wiping tears, completely losing it on live TV. And the crazier part? Melo is sitting there, dead serious, trying to explain his point, trying to defend his take, but it's already too late. The moment is gone. Here's why this hit so hard. Because at that time, the Houston Rockets had real problems. No true point guard, inconsistent offense, and brutal matchups in the West. Everyone knew it, including tmac. So when Melo says they could reach the WCF, it doesn't sound bold. It sounds crazy. But here's the twist, Melo wasn't joking. He actually believed it. And that's what makes this moment even better. Because now, it's not just funny. It's a real basketball debate. Melo starts explaining his logic. It's not about who's the best team. It's about matchups. Who you face, who you avoid. In the NBA, that changes everything. If the bracket lines up right, if certain teams cancel each other out, suddenly, a weak team doesn't look so weak anymore. So now the question changes. Was Melo actually wrong? Or was everyone else just thinking too simply? But tmac doesn't care about any of that. He's still laughing, still shaking his head. Because from his perspective, there's one big problem. You still have to beat the top teams. And for Houston, that path isn't easy. Not at all. And that's what made this moment perfect. You had two NBA legends seeing the game completely differently. One calm, confident, standing on his take. The other, emotional, laughing, not buying it at all. And both reacting in real time. In the end, nobody really won the argument. Melo stood by what he said. tmac stood by his reaction. And the internet? It made its decision instantly. Because sometimes, it's not about being right or wrong. It's about the moment. And this moment was pure gold. A simple question that turned into chaos. And a take that nobody will ever forget.